Hello students, this is Hardik sir, and in this video, the second part of lesson number 3, Delhi Sultans, we are going to see about the different rulers of Delhi Sultanate. So first you can find on the screen the chronological order of sultans, the different rulers who ruled Delhi over a period of time. First, as I told you, that Sultanate period starts from the rule of Qutbuddin Aibak, that starts from 1206 CE and ends up to 1526 CE. So, with the rule of Ibrahim Lodi last as a ruler, here we find Bahlul Lodi, who was the founder of Lodi dynasty in the year 1451. Ibrahim Lodi fought a battle of Panipat and ultimately was lost to Babur. So this is what we are going to see something with this particular part. So this is going to be very short video from this particular picture, as you have seen in your textbook as well. So from this only we are going to discuss something. So first the reign period starts, that is from reign of Tomar Rajputs, that is from 1165 CE. Then you can find from 1175 to 1192 the rule of Prithviraj Chauhan. Then establishment of slave dynasty by Qutbuddin Aibak in 1206 CE. Razia Sultana, daughter of Shamsuddin Iltutmish, became the ruler in 1236 CE. 1240 Razia was dethroned. 1296 CE to 1316, that is the rule of Alauddin Khilji. We find the rule of Tughlaq and also the Sayyid. So different dynasties ruled Delhi, as we have seen. Ibrahim Lodi, who was the last ruler of Lodi dynasty, and as well as the Delhi Sultan. So Delhi Sultanate period ended with the rule of Ibrahim Lodi in the battle of 1526, battle of Panipat, which was fought in 1526, and Babur established the foundation of Mughal Empire. So that we are going to see by the history lesson number 4, Mughal Empire. So Delhi first, as we have gone through the introductory part also, we have seen all these details. You would have read your textbook. So Delhi first became the capital of kingdom under the Tomar Rajputs, who were defeated by Chauhans. They were also known as Chahmans of Ajmer. Delhi became the capital of a kingdom under the Tomar Rajputs, as we have already seen, and it was the only city. It was only under the rule of the Tomars and Chauhans that Delhi flourished as an important commercial center. The city was inhabited by many Jain merchants. So we come to know by this because they had constructed a number of temples, Jain temples. Coins known as Delhiwal, as we have already seen in the first video, were minted here and had a wide circulation in the Indian subcontinent. The transformation of Delhi into a capital. So Delhi itself didn't become a capital overnight. The transformation of Delhi into a capital that controlled a vast area of the subcontinent started with the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate at the beginning of the 13th century, that is in the year 1206 CE when it started. So this is what wants to say that Delhi controlled a vast area of the subcontinent, and also with the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate period, ultimately in the beginning of the 13th century, that is 1206 CE, the transformation of Delhi started being into a capital. With the next slide you can find the picture of your textbook, photograph about the rulers of Delhi, which you have already seen the table 1 if you have gone through the textbook. So here we find the first Rajput dynasties, as you can see here at the top, and with the last as the Lodi dynasty. So the period you can find 1451 to 1526, but Bahlul Lodi, who was the founder of the Lodi dynasty, founded Lodi dynasty in 1451 CE, and he ruled up to 1489. Then his successor Sikandar Lodi, and then his successor Ibrahim Lodi, who was the last ruler of Lodi dynasty. So first Rajput dynasties if we discuss about, then we have the Tomars and even the Chauhans. So they were the Rajput dynasties, they belonged to Rajput dynasties. Early Turkish ruler if we find number of names here: Qutbuddin Aibak, Shamsuddin Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, and even Ghiyasuddin Balban. If we go through just the period of Khalji and Tughlaq, we will find Jalaluddin Khilji and Alauddin Khilji. Jalaluddin Khilji was the founder of the Khilji dynasty, and Alauddin Khilji was a nephew of Jalaluddin Khilji, who came into power after Jalaluddin Khilji. Immediately you can find with the period also 1296. Tughlaq dynasty was established by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq succeeded Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, and Firoz Shah Tughlaq ultimately was the last ruler of Tughlaq dynasty, as you can see. So this is all what we are going to see once again in the same part itself. So first rulers of Delhi, Tomars, they ruled it from 1165 CE. Chauhans ruled from 1165 to 1192, in which you can find Prithviraj Chauhan, who was one of the important rulers, the most famous ruler of Chauhans, ruled from 1175 to 1192 CE. Under the Tomars and Chauhans, Delhi became an important commercial center. I am repeating this statement again and again. Slave dynasty, which came into existence in the 1206 CE. Qutbuddin Aibak was the founder of this dynasty. In 1236, Razia, who was the daughter of Sultan Iltutmish, Sultan Shamsuddin Iltutmish, became the Sultan of Delhi. Means Razia became the Sultan of Delhi in 1236 CE. Sultan Shamsuddin Iltutmish was the slave or was the successor of Qutbuddin Aibak. Razia, however, was removed from throne in 1240, and why this happened, that we are going to see with the upcoming videos. So Khilji dynasty, which came into power in 1290 CE and ruled up to 1320. So as we have discussed about the expansion in the previous video, that how Delhi Sultans expanded their rule over a vast area. So external frontier was the next phase of expansion. External frontier, as you can find. So out of Delhi, as they started to expand Delhi rule, and that's why external frontier was the next phase of expansion, and which started with Alauddin Khilji in the southern India. Means Alauddin Khilji started invading different parts of southern India, and Alauddin Khilji, the most important ruler of the Khilji dynasty, introduced the system of market control and administrative measures in order to maintain a large standing army. As I told you that in the beginning, Akbar and Sher Shah Suri also borrowed some administrative reforms of Alauddin Khilji. So he had introduced the system of market control and administrative measures for the maintenance of a large standing army. That's why it makes him very important ruler from Khilji dynasty. We have information about Tughlaq dynasty, which ruled from 1320 to 1414. External frontier culminated with Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he introduced 3 projects. So external frontier, as he also wanted expansion, and that's why 3 different projects were introduced by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, known as mixture of opposites. Shifting capital from Delhi to Jaltaba, that was his first project. Second, it is introduction of token currency, in which the token currency was started being produced, and because of that the economy suffered a lot. Then the third is raising land tax in the Dab region up to 50%. So the Dab region, that you might not be knowing the word, that is the region between 2 rivers, so which is very fertile actually, that makes it very fertile. This word comes from do plus ab, do plus ab, that means 2, and this is the region between 2 particular rivers. So that's why it is very fertile, and that's why the tax was raised up to 50%. And ultimately all these measures which were taken by him, that were failed, and his position was very weak now. So number of projects, 3 projects were taken care by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, but all of them were of big failures. Sayyid dynasty, that I want to inform you that it was the only Shia dynasty, other were the Sunni Muslims. So it ranged from 1414 to 1451. The last and the most important we find, that is Lodi dynasty. They had a rule from 1451 to 1526. Founder of the Lodi dynasty was Bahlul Lodi, and the dynasty ended with the rule of Ibrahim Lodi in 1526, the Battle of Panipat against Babur. So with the finding about the Delhi Sultans, means about the historical events, as we have seen in the first video also. If you have not gone through the first video very carefully, please I request you to go through the video same once again. Watch the video till end carefully, and also just read your textbook once again for about the history, that what we are going to see with the next upcoming part. So these are the pictures. You can find something what we are going to discuss with the next video. So thank you. Keep learning. Keep watching.